Okay, boys and girls, in this slideshow, we are going to look at things that we've covered in Unit 1. Some of them were a review of things that you had learned in first grade, and others were new. Okay, so most of the things are here. Make sure you've watched the other videos as well. So one of the big things that we learned about was 5 of the digraphs. We learned CH, the ch sound as in chip and chomp, and th, the th sound that we hear in path and thin, and the sh, which we hear in words like shop and bush, the wh, which is confusing because it sounds just like the w, is a w sound like we hear in whack and whip. There aren't too many of these words. And the very important CK, as in sick and pack and stuck. Okay, there are lots more. It's not just these 5, but these are the 5 that we focused on in this unit. We also learned about blends. So digraphs, as we said, were 2 letters that stick together and make one sound. Blends are 2 or 3 letters that stick together, but they keep their sound. No one loses their sound. So we have an example like CL, cl, as in clip, and RK, as in park, and LK, like in milk, and FR, fur, like in frog, and LT, like belt. Okay, there are many, many blends. So again, we know them when we see consonants sticking together and we can hear each one of them. Okay, and we even have 3-letter blends like strong, ong, 3 consonants stuck together. Okay, and that's a 3-letter blend. We also learned about the digraph blends. Okay, digraph blends have a blend with a digraph. So you've got, again, a bunch of letters, 3 letters stuck together, but you hear 2 sounds like lunch, ch. That's 3 letters, but it's only 2 sounds. And church, ch. Again, 2 sounds with 3 letters. And shrug. See, it can go at the beginning too. These are digraph blends. And again, as long as you know your digraphs, you should be okay. And we also talked about 3 of the ways of making the k sound. There are more. We learned about C, K, and CK. So C, we have it in magic. Okay, when we have a word that has more than one syllable and ends with ick, it's usually going to be IC. And then we have C in the beginning in a blend like crunch, crab, cluck, clam. And there are other rules. We're going to have a whole unit on C. And then we had K as in kid and kept and kick and milk and park. And you can see those pink letters there. When we end with a blend and we hear the cut sound, it's a K. Okay? And of course, we've learned and practiced many times regarding CK. When we hear a cut at the end of a 1-syllable word, it's going to be CK, like back and rock and stick. I know there are lots of rules and there are many more, but these are pretty good ones to remember. We also talked about long and short vowels, Long vowels are the ones that sound like their name. A, E, I, O, U. The short vowels are A, E, O, and U, and they have that mark above them. And that mark is called a brev. Right. Okay, very good. And we talked about closed syllables. There are many types of syllables. The closed syllables, we said, have a short vowel and they end with a consonant. They have a consonant right after them. So we also talked about how to mark these and how to mark our blends and our digraphs. So we have the word trick. It's one syllable, so it's going to get one big scoop. It has a short I. It's not trike, it's trick. So we're going to put a brev there. And because it's a closed syllable, we're going to put a C underneath. And remember, to mark a digraph, you give it one line. To mark a blend, each letter is underlined separately. Okay? All right, let's move on. And of course, we also learned our trick words. They, you, your, was, one, and said. Hopefully you know these. Hopefully you've practiced them a lot. Okay? We're going to be seeing them over and over again, so we want to be sure we know our trick words. All right, boys and girls, that's most of what we covered. Whew, you might be tired. You might need a little bit of a rest. I think I'm going to take one too.